The vast majority of divorce cases are settled outside of the courtroom. Now, you typically see this through the process, an informal settlement process, where the parties and their attorneys get together and they discuss the terms of the divorce and they reach an agreement. Or it can be part of a more formal process known as mediation, where again the parties and attorneys get together, but with a third party mediator that helps facilitate an agreement. But either way, if you're able to reach an agreement with your spouse regarding the terms of your divorce, at that moment in time, you're not officially divorced. You do have a document that tells you what property you're going to take, meaning what assets and debts are assigned to you and to your spouse. And also, that document will discuss any child provisions, assuming you have children. But again, you're not divorced at the time that you sign that agreement. And a question I get asked a lot by my clients at that time is, well, what happens next? And assuming that you have an agreement with your spouse, then you're pretty much at the final stage of your divorce process. However, to get you to the finish line, you still have to prove up the divorce. And what that entails is a pretty simple process where one of the parties and their attorney go to court, and they're going to run through a series of questions before the judge. And upon the conclusion of those questions, you ask the judge to sign off on the decree of divorce. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because many of my clients get anxiety when I tell them that we have to go to court to prove up the divorce. But it's a really simple process. Leading up to the day that we pick to prove up your divorce, I will send you a list of questions that I'm going to ask you on the day we go to court. It's about 10 to 12 questions, pretty basic. There, I will ask you your name, your spouse's name, the date of marriage, the date you separated, some other questions leading up to asking you if you and your spouse have reached an agreement regarding the terms of your divorce. And once we go through these questions, I will then present your divorce decree to the judge and ask the judge to sign it. And at the moment the judge signs that decree, that is your official date of divorce. So I think it's important to point out that the date that you reach an agreement with your spouse is most often not going to be the date that you are officially divorced. It's going to come either a week, 2 weeks later when you go to court. But again, this process is pretty quick. You'll actually be in front of the judge for all of maybe 5 minutes. You probably spend longer waiting to talk to the judge than actually in front of the judge. But again, it's a pretty simple process, and we'll walk you through it every step of the way. But at the moment the judge signs your decree of divorce, that is when you are officially divorced from your spouse.
Nicely
Leave it
done.
like
Use
that.
one.
All right, there we go.